beautiful people, this is Siren and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to be going through some decks with you, I'm going to be showing you some cards and basically just hang out with you in this brutal heat wave that we are under in Central Europe right now. By the way, I'm not complaining because I'm 100% completely summer baby. I'm just saying, it's hot today, okay? It's hot today. And for that I actually brought myself a glass of water. I did not forget like the last time, so there is that. Anyway, I'm going to be talking to you today about summer decks, as the title suggests, and I'm gonna actually say something pretty weird right off the rip. That is that I actually don't have summer decks. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't actually categorize my decks, is what I mean. Basically, I read with my decks throughout the entire year, regardless the season and regardless the topic of the deck, if you will. And now you might be probably thinking, well, how are you then gonna show us your summer decks if you don't actually have any, or if you don't actually consider your decks to be summer decks? Well, the thing is, I realized that people actually like to categorize their decks for some reason. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, it's kind of fun. I just personally don't do that. And it kind of got me thinking, if I had to choose decks from my collection that I would label as summer decks, which ones would these be? And I came up with this pretty lovely little collection of summer decks, so I'm gonna share it with you today. Now, you know that my tarot and oracle collection isn't that big, and I said in several occasions that I'm not really actively expanding my collection, meaning I'm just not buying new decks like on a monthly basis. Not like it's anything wrong with that, I just personally don't do that. I don't feel called to that. However, I have a little surprise for you, because in this video I'm actually gonna be showing you one of my new decks. The one that I haven't shown on the channel before, because it's my newest deck. And yes, I got a new deck. Yes, after I just said I'm not actively expanding my tarot collection. It's an oracle deck, by the way. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I wanted to say that it doesn't mean I'm not buying new decks. I still do, it just more like here and there, you know, like I really have to feel like super called to a certain deck to purchase it. And I did, so I have a new deck and I'm gonna be showing it to you in just a moment. I'm so excited because the deck is like so crazy. But yeah, anyway, no more spoiler alerts. So with all that being said, make yourself comfortable, grab yourself something delicious to drink, for example water, as I already mentioned, I brought myself here, and I guess let's just get into the video. Okay, so the very first deck I'm gonna be showing you today that I would consider a summer deck if I were to do that, is a deck that I've actually been reading with the entire summer, but for a little bit of a different reason. It's one of my newest decks, giving you a little hints. Can you guess which one that is? Anyway, without further ado, it's the beautiful Quintessential Thought by Lennon Smith. I'm just gonna be showing you some cards while I just like ramble about it a bit. So, okay, why would I consider this deck to be a summer deck? Now, as I said, I'm definitely not planning on stopping reading with it after the summer ends, not at all. I'm planning on reading with this one the entire year, because I'm just like brutally in love with this deck. Like, you cannot imagine what this deck became for me. Let me tell you, I did not expect to love this deck the way I'm loving it. I don't know if I said something like that in some other video, but yeah, this deck has been just such an interesting experience. And the reason why I would put it in the summer decks category, even though it is a thought-based deck, yeah, I forgot to mention, I mean, it's called Quintessential Thought. It's basically an abstract thought deck, okay? And the reason why I would put it in the summer category is because of its extremely beautiful color palette. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I love my decks colorful. I really love my decks to be colorful in general, but I do have some decks that are not so colorful. So this one is one of the most colorful decks in my collection, and it kind of gives me a little bit of a summer energy if I think about it. But again, it's a whole year long deck, I would say. But it does give you a little bit of this like summer vibe, right? I mean, look at it. Do you like feel it when you look at it? kinda. And also, as I said, I've been reading with it the entire summer. But again, it's because it's one of my newest decks and I'm like literally obsessed with it. I mean, this deck is so gorgeous. I don't even have words for it. I just love it so incredibly much. And this is the only abstract deck that I own. Now, if abstract art isn't your thing, this deck might not be for you. But if you want to, you know, give something completely different a try, this deck is an absolutely amazing choice. So yeah, I've been loving it immensely. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. Thank you, Lennon, for creating that. Also, I'm gonna link Lennon's channel down below. She also makes YouTube videos and she's like so amazing. So go ahead, support her work and her videos and her channel. And like, yeah, let's just support each other, and especially artists who create these beautiful things. Oh, actually, I completely forgot to mention, because I'm just like used to taking these out. She also included the zodiac cards in the deck, so you have all 12 zodiacs. Again, I just usually don't read with these. I just put them aside and I just keep them in the deck because I don't know, in case I would use them someday, but I haven't found a use for them just yet. But yeah, they're super beautiful, and I just thought about showing them to you anyway, because I think I showed them in my Quintessential Thought flip through and review video. I'm gonna link it up here. But I just thought about showing you again because they are so beautiful. So, zodiac cards. Yay! Okay, the second deck that I would consider a summer deck, if I had to, I'm gonna say this with every deck, is my Santa Muerte Tarot. Yes, I know you missed to see this deck on my channel. This is my favorite deck in my collection, or it used to be. Now I think the Quintessential Thought is coming close. Thought in general, but the Quintessential Thought, so pretty. But anyway, yeah, Santa Muerte Tarot. I actually consider this deck my travel deck because, I don't know, I just got used to traveling with it because it's like a good size for travel, and it went on the different trips with me, so it's kind of like designated travel deck. And the reason why I would put this one in my summer decks category is because I tend to travel more during summer. Therefore, I traveled with this deck more during summer. So I guess this would be my summer deck, but again, I read with this one throughout the entire year. So this is actually the deck that when I first got it, I had a friend telling me like, oh, such a beautiful deck, it's gonna be such a good deck for like Samhain and, you know, like autumn season. And I was like, what do you mean Samhain? Like I'm gonna read with it the entire year, and I actually do. But yeah, just so you know how I really do not categorize things. But even though this would be usually normally considered like a Samhain deck because of skeletons, and it's called Santa Muerte Tarot, which I'm gonna be talking about at some different moment. Yeah, to me, this would be a summer deck. And also the color palette, I mean, doesn't it spark this like summery? Doesn't it have this summery vibe? I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but to me, it just like screams summer. I don't know. Like, just look at it. I mean, you see, like, I don't really feel like this is very, you know, autumn-like, fall-like. It just screams summer to me. But, yeah, again, this is a deck that is just like my ride or die. And it's very comforting as well, so let's go for one more card. Oh, so lovely, ending with the death card, which is called La Santa Muerte in this deck. Okay, so Santa Muerte Tarot. Oh, by Fabio Listrani. I think I haven't said that in the beginning. I apologize, but I'm still gonna like write the names of the of all the decks on the screen like the last time, so you can go ahead and check them out in case you want to, you know, purchase them or just check them out for yourself, or check the creators. So you are going to have all the information on the screen as usual. So yeah. Okay, next up, I'm going to show you the surprise deck, or my new deck that I got. It was actually a gift for myself. I just gifted this deck to me, and it is the strangest oracle deck that I own in my collection at this point. This deck is just wild. And the deck in question is, I'm going to show you the box as well. It's called, what is it called now again? Rainbow Brain Skull. Guys, when I tell you that when I saw this deck, when I saw the name of this deck online, I was like, this deck sounds like me, okay, because I love skulls and skeletons, as you could probably already realize, and I love rainbows and colors, so come on. And also, look at the, like the, what is this called? I don't know, like the rainbow. It's not a foil really, but yeah, I don't remember what this is called. The shiny rainbowy thing on the box. Anyway, this deck is by a creator called, just give me a moment, Ramin Nazer. I'm not sure how to pronounce their name. I'm going to again leave it on the screen so you can check it out, and also check the Instagram of this person. They are such an amazing artist. Like, I'm reposting their posts almost on a daily basis, okay, because they're just so, like, their way with art, and you know, the way they tell things throughout their art, which is very, very specific and very unique, is just wonderful, and I just love it. I just love it. I just needed this deck in my collection, okay? Just needed this deck in my collection. Anyway, I haven't even been showing the cards, I'm sorry. So the box opens like this, which is my favorite thing in the world, because it's got this magnetic thing. Now see, there's these rainbows everywhere, a little guidebook. Now, I'm not gonna make this video into a unboxing and flip through of this. I'm planning on making a video solely on this one. Let me know if it's something you would be interested in. But I'm still gonna make that video because this deck is just blowing my mind, okay? So, the deck actually has these rainbow edges, which, can we talk about how pretty that is? I mean, give me anything rainbow. And the backs are black with this little skull and colors. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I just love this deck so much, you can't imagine. And why I'm saying that this is the weirdest, well, not, yeah, the weirdest and the craziest deck in my collection is because look at the cards. They are literally these types of like funny little messages that usually cut right through the chase. They go straight to the point in this very humorous and actually very straightforward way. And the reason why I love this deck so much is because, well, first of all, it's nothing like any of my other decks, and this deck kind of gives you this, you know, this deck actually delivers the message to you in this like kind of a funny way. And none of my other decks do. Like, my decks, even though they're colorful and like playful, whatever, you know, the jazz, they are pretty serious anyway. And when I saw this, I was like, this would really be good for me to just like be a little bit more chill for change, you know. And this deck made me laugh so many times so far. It's been an amazing experience so far. And again, the reason why I would put this one into the summer decks category is because it's really light-hearted, you know. It's really, just look at it. It's really like funny, it's really easygoing, you know. And again, for some reason it makes me think of summer, even though I'm just gonna say it again, yes, I'm planning on using this one even when summer ends, obviously. And also the colors, I mean, it's kind of like a pattern, can you see that? I was choosing my summer decks based on the color palette, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just gonna show you a couple more cards. I don't want to show you every card in this deck because, again, the video is coming solely about this deck and my experience with it. But yeah, for example, what does it say here? For me, if I can't make it fun, I'm just not gonna be able to do it. So see, I mean, for some reason it screams summer. to me. And yeah, even though there are some skeletons in the deck, which again, someone might argue and say, well, but this might be for Samhain. Samhain / Halloween for people who do not know. Yeah and no, again, I'm weird. Okay, so so this deck, the Rainbow Brain Skull, I'm sorry. I don't remember its name like from the top of my head just yet. Yeah, definitely one of the best decks I've ever worked with, because it really makes you just like go silly, and it's great. It's been really great, yeah. So that would be another summer deck, let's say. Okay, next up there is another oracle deck that I would maybe consider a summer deck. Again, I'm gonna tell you my reasons for it in a moment. The deck in question is Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay. Now, this oracle deck was actually my very first oracle deck. It was the very first oracle deck I ever purchased, so I'm really emotionally attached to it. And this deck, as the name suggests, is full of mermaids. It's very watery, it's very blue, like look at the backs, sorry. It's been a while since I filmed like the decks video, and I'm like all over the place. Anyway, forgive me. So yeah, so it's very watery, very mermaidy. And the reason why I would put this one into the summer decks collection is because the beaches, the ocean, the sea, mermaids, merfolk, really, it kind of all make me think about summer, because, well, yeah, like, do I need to explain that? I think I don't, right? It kind of makes me think about these tropical places, you know, like the Caribbean. And like, come on, like Caribbean is full of like this really tropical weather, and the tropical weather is pretty hot and kind of wet. And so is this deck, right? So yeah, so I think this one might actually check the box. Like if you were to check which of my decks of my selection would actually make it to like actual summer decks, I think this one would make it, right? This one isn't such a weird choice in my opinion. And the deck is incredibly gorgeous. Now I usually use this one to like emotional kind of readings, like when I'm feeling a little bit emotionally unstable, which is almost always. I'm just kidding, or maybe not. I tend to use this deck, and again, as I said, I feel emotionally turmoiled and unstable for the majority of the year, so I use this deck a lot, not just in summer. But you might say that this is a summer deck, right? Okay, so this one would be the Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay. Let me put it back in the box, and let's go for the last deck. Actually, not the last, but the last. But not the last. I'm gonna explain in just a moment. So, the last deck in my collection that I would consider, that I would put into the summer decks category, is the Threads of Fate Lumen Edition Oracle. Now, you have seen this deck, it's by Threads of Fate, by the way. You have seen this deck on my channel before. I think I featured it like a lot, but it is because it is like a really important deck in my collection. So, again, you are probably already gonna know why I decided to put it in this category. Did you guess it? Yes, the color palette. I mean, it's so beautiful, so colorful, and also it's kind of like watery, even though the themes are not watery as such, but again, like the color palette and the cards kind of changing color, it kind of makes me think about mermaids as well, for some reason, even though there is not a single mermaid in this deck. But it's something where my brain kind of goes to. And the other thing is that this deck, I was just like looking at it, going through the cards, and I realized that this deck is like pretty adventurous. Like, for example, let me show you one card. I will not find it now, right? Anyway, we'll see if we get to it or not. So this deck kind of strikes me as like really adventurous, and by that I mean like there are some cards such as like Explorer, or what else is there? I don't know. Yeah, I literally can't think of the other. I was just thinking about the Explorer card. But you know, like maybe like speak truth. Like I don't know why this card makes me think about like, you know, like getting out of your comfort zone and like being truthful to yourself and your authentic expression, and like let's look at that, the universe, and like you have the hand, you know, like woo, I don't know, like so adventurous, or reclaim. Just look at it. Doesn't it scream adventure? And for some reason, this like adventures and like being bold and being really courageous, it also for some reason goes with summer in my mind. So this is why I would consider this deck to be a summer deck. Manifest, like just, I don't know, it's just this, like this fiery energy, even though I said it makes me think about mermaids. See, my brain works in a weird ways, but yeah, the color palette is mermaidy, but the energy of the deck is very fiery. So, yeah, so anyway, for some reason, it really screams summer to me. And like, look at the dolphins. Like, again, we are in the Caribbean somewhere, just like having fun with the dolphins. It's literally called play. I mean, summer deck. So these would be the Threads of Fate Lumen Edition. I mentioned in my previous videos, but I'm just going to quickly mention it again. This deck has actually several different variations, editions. There is this Lumen Edition, which has this beautiful color palette. And then there is like a Shadow something edition, which is like more black, I believe. And there is one more. And I never remember which one it is, but I do, like, for some reason I do know that there are 3 of them. I know, check it out on Threads of Fate official page. And now, I was actually gonna end the video, but I do have one honorable mention. And I know I forgot to tell you in the beginning of the video that I'm gonna be showing you 5 decks, but I have one more deck, like an honorable mention, because I like to break rules, even though they're just created by me. And the honorable mention, now can you guess it? I'm gonna make you guess. So leave your guess in the comments if you want. Now that you made your guess... Yeah, it's the Thought Tarot. I'm gonna show you just my regular green box because I just love it. I came to love it. I don't know, it's just my thought deck. It was my first thought deck, even though I do own a greenie now. This is just my lovely little baby. This is just my first, as I said, it's just my first thought deck, so it's my baby and I love it. And why on earth am I putting it on the summer decks category? Well, because I've been reading a lot of thought this summer. I've been studying a lot of this system this summer, reading a lot of the Book of Thought, and yeah, also I just really wanted to show you the thought deck because I apparently cannot really... What are you doing, lovely? Yeah, my cat is just walking around again. Anyway, so yeah, and apparently I just didn't want to have a video about decks without showing you the thought. And I know, it's also kind of funny, because it's like one of the traditional systems. It's not like, woo, such a new, you know, modern, really attractive deck. I mean, it is attractive. It's just not new and modern. But it's a classic, and it's just, I just love it. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Let's go for one more card. 3 of discs. Yay! So this would be my honorable mention. Now, with all that being said, I think I'm gonna leave the video here and just drink the rest of my water because I am really getting dehydrated now. So these would be all the decks that I would put into the summer decks category if I had to, but I'm just gonna say again, I read with all of these decks throughout the entire year. I just love these decks, and I really don't know how people do that, like how people really stick to the, you know, like reading with summer decks only during summer. I mean, maybe people who have like super large tarot and oracle collection, it might work for them. For me it doesn't, because again, my collection isn't that big. Hence also why I only showed you 5-6 decks. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if some of these decks surprised you in any way that I would put into the summer decks categories. Maybe La Santa Muerte Tarot, right? If I had to guess your guess. But I don't know, let me know down in the comment section. Also, let me know what do you think about my new Oracle deck, and if you want to see more of it, which you probably are, but still let me know. And yeah, if you want to hang out with me a little longer, I invite you to watch other videos available on my channel. Subscribe if you feel like it, if you enjoy the content. I will be more than happy to have you. More videos are coming. And I think that would be it from me now, so stay kind and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!